Hello and welcome. It is Daddy Jimbo, or should I say Retro Daddy Jimbo now. Today we are doing a bit of Resident Evil 3, but not only just normal Resident Evil 3, we are doing Retro Achievement Resident Evil 3, where we'll be kicking zombie butt and Nemi butt, but with a little bit of a twist and challenges. So I'll be using a site that adds achievement to your retro games. So this site has absolutely tons and tons of games that you can attain retro achievements in, and it brings a whole new meaning to your old video games that you love and enjoy. Especially for me, Resident Evil 3 was one of my favorite Resident Evils, so I'll be definitely looking forward to completing this, and well, it's classed as mastering this game. So as you can see, there is tons and tons of ones that you can choose, so please do check it out and have fun. So this game meant a lot to me because it was one of my childhood favorites. I absolutely adored all the cutscenes, all the little horror scenes that came up, dilemmas. It had everything, to puzzles, to shooting environments to obviously help you out, and obviously just because it was obviously followed on from Resident Evil 2, which was a massive hit. Also, I thought, you never know where they go with a third one, so they definitely made for me a great next sequel. And Nemesis chasing you around and causing chaos, and just appearing. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Resident Evils. That being said, let's get going. So we start off the game with jumping out of a building, on fire, a load of zombies around. Once we bash down this door and make a run for it, we should come to getting our first achievement, which is seeing a lovely gentleman who is a bit upset and doesn't want to leave. So he decides to lock himself in the container. Well, good luck with that, sir. Once you hit the end of the cutscene, just knock on the door again, and this should be our first achievement. Yay, we're on a roll. Once leaving him, heading down some alleyways, you should see a door that opens up where Brad runs out and a load of zombies come through. Now, all you have to do is just take out all the zombies, head on downstairs, and we should see our next achievement, once taking out all the zombies of course, which is the shotgun. What an OP gun. Once obtaining the shotgun, you get your second achievement, say hi to my new friend. So once obtaining the shotgun, you head down to this place and you should see a couple of gentlemen munching on another gentleman. You don't have to take the zombies, you can run around these guys, but you just need to leave the area and basically come back to the area straight away. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the gentleman is now standing and now a zombie. Harsh times. It brings back so many memories opening these doors. So once you've dealt with him, like so, you should get your next achievement, or this is where I got my next achievement. Have fun in hell, zombie. Continue on back in the back alleys, you come a load of racket behind the gate, thinking what the heck is going on here. Now, I didn't realise until later on, if you press R1 it just aims at zombies, but if you press R2 it will aim at barrels. I only found this out later, but yeah, just a tip for you guys. So once you've killed all the zombies, you get a new one. It's time to clean the streets for our fourth achievement. Also, we'll get our fifth achievement here by just using the lighter and burning off the rope. Burn, baby, burn. Now onto one of the greatest scenes ever, where Brad comes in all injured. He's one of part of the STARS team and gets met by this absolute god called Nemesis, who is hunting STARS members down and eradicating them like so. Yeah, bye Brad. Sometimes you gotta go. So now obviously this game gives you multiple choices at different stages, which you will come to see. This one being fight with the monster or enter the police station. Now both ways give you an achievement, so you can save beforehand and both at the same time, which is very handy. Now because I need to complete this game 8 times, it's not worth, in my view, to do it. Might as well do it at different stages, but it's up to you. So we choose to fight the monster, but we don't actually kill the monster. We just need, which will give us the first achievement, and then there is also a second achievement in this little section, which we just need to skip round Nemesis a couple of times and pick up Brad's card case to get our next achievement, which is number 7. Once you have the card case and the achievement, you can leg it into the police station, or you can fight him for another achievement, which we will do later. So once inside, you use Brad or Jill's card case to get a code for a locker, which gives you the key to the STARS room. Once in STARS room, you just need to pick up a lockpick, which will then get your 8th achievement. Hooray! Be wary, STARS is on the prowl again with his rocket launcher. So once leaving the station, you should get to an area where these lovely looking creatures come and chase you. Leave the door and you should hear gunfire, which is Carlos, and you should get an achievement. So if you followed Carlos, you should head into a restaurant where you need to use a lockpick to get a hook to open the cellar door. Your new boyfriend Carlos should interrupt you and give you a lovely cutscene, which shortly is interrupted by a gentleman named Nemesis again. Why are we not surprised? He likes to follow. So you need to get a decision again, which is nice and easy. Either hide in the basement or hide in the kitchen.
How did he find me?
I chose to hide in the kitchen, and Jill decides to throw a lamp into the kitchen with the gas on. Time for some barbecue Nemesis. Whew. This will pop your 10th and 11th achievement, for one for hiding and one for killing Nemesis for the first time. When killing Nemesis, items usually drop. They can be either gun parts or they could be first aid boxes. All come very handy, so it is worth killing him. It's a great incentive to reverse Nemesis and try and take him out, but there is possibilities of running out of bullets because he does take a while to take down. So stock up health, stock up bullets, and you're good to go. Now on to our next achievement, which I was not expecting, by the way, which was open 50 doors already. Nice and simple, but I can't believe I've opened 50 doors. Just moving on from that area, we need to open the City Hall gates, which we need 2 gems, one being blue, one being green. One can be attained from the police station where the locker room is, and the other being in the office. Be careful because Nemesis is on the prowl again, and he does like to throw you about, so be wary. Once opened, you should get the achievement. Opened already. So once you go past City Hall, you end up heading to a tram area. Now this area is filled with zombies, of course, so we just have to take care of those. Once taken care of those, head into the tram and you should get a cutscene with a gentleman called Nikolai. We do not like Nikolai, he's a bad man.
Rescue team, right? I just ran into your teammate, Carlos.
How did a girl like you manage to survive?
Well, Nikolai, I survived by doing a lot of shooting, a lot of healing, a lot of saving, and running away from a big guy.
Special force team.
So once getting through all the cutscenes and Carlos giving you extra room space, which is very handy, we now have a task to get the tram back up and running, which contains fuel, power plugs, and a cord. So the first stop is a gas station. We need to open the shutter with a crank at first, but then it sadly snaps in half and you're kind of like wondering what the heck do I do. So there is also a wrench which is on the tram, so we need to make sure that we grab that before leaving the tram. Once the crank snaps, you can use the wrench and it should open up the shutter so we can head on inside. Once inside, you can loot the place. There's a healing spray. So once you've looted the place, you head over to the corner where you just need to play this little mini game, and you need to have the red light on the letter highlighted. Once you have done this 3 times, you should be able to unlock the door, and we should give you the gas can. I love a game where they got little puzzles like these. Just makes the game a bit more challenging and sense of old school feeling as well to it. It took me a couple of tries to figure out which buttons was which, but again, it just adds a bit more character to the game, which I love. So once all the lights are all red, we get a gas can, which gives you our next achievement, number 15. I must add that you need to top this machine up with a little bit more liquid, so which we need to find a bit later on. So now we get to watch the place burn down. The sparks are flying. Carlos is outside. We gotta leg it. On to our next achievement, where we need to grab a fire hose using the wrench. Once we got the fire hose, we can discard the wrench and we'll save a little bit of space. Handy to always have space, because it can get a little bit tight now and again, especially with you needed health. Now if you head back to an area just before the police station street, you should be able to plug in the fire hose and hose down that fire. Not so much hot stuff anymore, are ya? This will unlock your 16th achievement, be a firefighter. Once past the fire, you should head into an office area where you will encounter Nikolai again. Now you don't need to worry about him, he's just examining the body. So we need to access a room which is password protected, and the only way to get the password is turning on the TV. Now once you turn on the TV, it should spell out the one password that you need, enter the computer, and it should unlock the door. Once inside that room, run around and you should see an orange little container on the shelf. Pick that up and you'll get your next achievement. This little oil container needs to be combined with the main gas can, and it should fill up, so you should now have a full gas can. Next, you should get a cutscene where a load of zombies are rushing the building and coming after you. They will bust down the door and you now start to go into panic mode, trying to think how many bullets I've got to use. There is an achievement here. We just need to shoot both valves without leaving the area, and the achievement is yours. As seen in the screen, I struggled to shoot the valves. If you press R2, you should lock onto the valves, which will make your life a lot easier. As you can see, I'm pressing R1 and it's making my life a living hell. Please remember that tip, it's so helpful. Onwards to the next achievement, and we are heading to the parking entrance where we will be met by crows smashing out of a bus. I was being chased by Nemesis, by the way. Yep, you can hear that music. All you need to do here is literally just take out all the crows and the achievement is yours. Once finished off the last crow, head inside the parking lot where you should get your next achievement for obtaining the power cables. Happy number 20. So once you get the power cables, you'll be interrupted with a cutscene where the ground will start shaking and you will fall down a ditch. Then 2 big massive crates will come up towards you and you have a choice: climb up or jump down. Both ways will get you an achievement. On this occasion I jumped up and the achievement was mine. I always find this scene very dramatic and unnecessary, but either way it's part of the game. This is why I love it. 2 big crates coming at you. Thank you for the achievement, and we're safe. So our next achievement is grabbing the battery, which we need to place a circle dome, which we got it from where we saw Carlos shooting a zombie, and place it into the gentleman's statue's hand, which it should turn around and give us the battery. Now onto the power station, where you need to alternate between red and blue to get to the correct voltage, one being 20, which opens the door closest to you, and one being 120, which opens the furthest room. Now each room has an item in it, one being a weapon and the other being the fuse, which you need for the tram. So either one gets you an achievement. So the first one we did was the weapon, which was the grenade launcher, a very handy weapon. The grenade launcher is very handy for taking out stars, especially if you get the right ammo for it. Acid rounds are good for the worm, and freeze rounds are good for Nemesis. Once you leave the room, you get interrupted by a load of zombies who are trying to get at you. Now you are met with a dilemma again: either electrocute them or you can leave through the back door. Now it's up to you again which route you'd like to choose first, but on this occasion I decided to fry the zombies. Once the cooking's over, you can head back into the other room and grab the fuse box, which will get you your next achievement. Once you grab the fuse, you'll now have all the items you need to get the tram back up and running. So we need to head back to the tram, but we are met with a couple encounters on the way, one being Nemesis and one being this lovely worm. Damn girl, you ugly. So you could either kill the worm, which also gives you achievement, which I didn't do on this occasion. All you need to do is just hit the buttons on switches, which there is 2 of them, which should be able to allow you to draw down a ladder. Doing this will get you your next achievement, number 26. So we have loaded up the tram with all the items that required, and now we've got the tram up and going. We hear a little rumble in the back and we go to have a look, and guess who's come to visit? Nemesis. So on this occasion I decided to skip him and hit the door and head back to Carlos. Now your dilemma again, whether you jump out the window, lovely option, or use the brake. On this occasion I decided to use the emergency brake and got an achievement. Obviously there is another achievement for doing it the other way, of jumping out the window. With the runaway train coming to an end, we have now reached the clock tower, where we were met straight away with a load of zombies. Finish off all the zombies in this room, and without leaving the room you should get another achievement, number 28, Dogs No Zombies. Once finished off the zombies and getting your achievement, you end up meeting Carlos in the next room and giving him a bit of a backhand. Head past this room and then you should get to the main clock tower room where you can pick up a mine gun, and this unlocks your next achievement. So once making your way through the clock tower, you need to come to the main top of the tower where you'll be met with a musical little box where you need to make the correct song. So you go through A to F, going up and down, ensuring that the song sounds correct. Once your song sounds correct, you should unlock a key part which you need to combine again to another key which will allow you to enter another area. This also unlocks another achievement. I forgot to mention that bit. This is why we did it. So once you're done with the musical box, you can head back down the ladders and head towards the door. But no, we can't go through the door because Nemesis decides to show up. Now you get your dilemma choices again: use the light, or use the cord. I used the cord on this occasion, which also popped another achievement for me. So you get an achievement for the cord and an achievement for defeating Nemesis 2 times in one game. Take that, Nemi. Once I've defeated Nemi for the second time, I got the second part to create the Eagle Gun, which is a very fast shooter pistol and very handy to know and use. Yeah, we had a second encounter with Nemi and yeah, he chokeslammed me. Now on to the next achievement, where there will be 3 statues holding 3 crystal balls, and each ball needs to be placed under each picture to help move the clock to make 12 o'clock. Easy said and done. It took me a couple tries, but this is the path that I found that worked for this time. Placing the last crystal ball into the slot, the clock will then spin around and open sesame. We get the last piece of the puzzle, which is a golden clog, which we can now go and use back in the clock tower, and we can also get an achievement. We're back in the clock tower and was making some handgun bullets. But I forgot that once you make 8 lots of handgun bullets, you should be able to create enhanced handgun ammo, which also pops an achievement. Now it's on to the big boss fight, where you verse Nemi, and Carlos comes in to save the day and blows up his rocket launcher. Yay, Carlos. Once you kill Nemi from this boss fight, you end up getting infected by the virus, and Jill is now incapacitated onto a table, which is sad times. Her boyfriend is in hand though to try and save her. Thus we get an achievement. Now on to Carlos with his small part to play, trying to save Jill from turning into a zombie. So he just needs to go to a hospital owned by Umbrella, has a secret lab, and he needs to make the vaccine to save her. There's a few creatures with sharp claws that might chop your head, so be beware, and a couple of zombies that you need to take out in this hospital. You should come across this room with a gentleman laying on the floor, which gives you the code for the safe that you need to open in a moment. But if you pair your eyes to the corner of the room, you'll see a little cabinet. This will indicate where you need to put this same cabinet in the next room, but you need to place it on the opposite side of whatever side this is on. Bit confusing, but hopefully the video should show, and hopefully you understand. So here are some of the codes that it could potentially be for opening the safe. Yeah, so once you grab this, we can head downstairs and we'll hopefully go for our next achievement, getting the vaccine. So once you come down here into this room with 2 little little creatures in a container, we will need to go around them and flick a switch for turn on the power, which drains the water from the frog-like looking creatures, and then we need to add the medium base into this machine, where we can synthesize the medicine for Jill. Now this puzzle is literally the same puzzle every single turn. So you should be able to quickly do this and grab your next achievement. So you should be done with the hospital now, and now we got to leg it because the building's about to be blown to smithereens. Carlos, you better jump and roll for this last little jump. Make it through. And now you can see that we are back into the clock tower, and Nemesis is still alive and ticking, and he's not very happy with us. Just keeps coming back. On this occasion, you just ran past him and legged it to Jill. Once you give Jill the medicine, you get your next achievement. There was more achievements that I didn't get for Carlos, but we got to do it 8 times, so we will come back for those. Nemesis really did not want to give Jill a break. I didn't realise how relentless he was. He just kept on constantly period in this game. So our next area is just off to a park, but maybe not this park as it is infested with zombies and more creatures, especially one of the big creatures coming up. But you eventually come along a fountain which you need to solve the puzzle for, arranging the cogs into a certain order to which helps drain the water. Now hopefully it shouldn't take you too long. If you are an expert and know this game already, easy peasy, but if you're not, I have included obviously a picture for you. But this gets our next achievement. So once you're done with the fountain area, you end up coming into this shed where you'll get a little cutscene and get to see our white-haired friend Nikolai. Boo. Once you've taken care of this little cutscene, you should see a bit of rumbles, and we're going to start versing the ugly worm again. Yay! Once you've dealt with this worm, he isn't too difficult, but will be difficult for the knife run that we do later, which is fun. But yeah, once you've taken care of him, you'll get your next achievement. So guess who's back again? Yep, it's him again. So this time we're met with another dilemma, 2 options: jump off or push him off. So on this occasion we decided to push him off, and this gets you your next achievement, number 40 for me. He took a little tumble off the cliff. So once we're in this recycling place, you'll go through a couple of rooms and you'll end up in this steam room where you've got to press the switch steam buttons to make a path to a control panel, which would then help activate, I guess, a safety switch for a bigger room where you will need to unlock. There is 2 safety unlocks, this is being one of them. Once you've got through the safety, the steam, you should get an achievement once you press the control panel. You're on your way to your next puzzle quest that you need to do, and you come across this room with a load of zombies in it. There should be a little disc that on the table. Pick that up as you will need it for later. So now on to the next puzzle, where you have to enter a water sample and figure out the correct color scheme to the position at the top. So you have to move A, B and C left or right just to match the top of the screen. It took me a while to get used to and tries, but we got there eventually, and this unlocking our next achievement and our last safety door lock, I suppose, where we get to fight a certain person again. Wish us luck. Now we have entered that room where we unlock the door and we bump into a certain person called Nemesis again, and he is not as bad as what I thought in previous fights. He doesn't run and chase you, so you got a bit more time to dodge and rock around him a lot more easier, and you've also got acid pipes to kind of help you. Remember, press R2, it should lock onto them. I was still pressing R1 at this still point. I did learn eventually. But yeah, pretty standard boss fight for this stage. Once taken down, you get your next achievement. So we're on the home stretch now. We just learned that a missile is coming for the city and we've got to leg it. So we get to this final room where there's a big massive machine we need to power up. For whatever reason, it helps unlock a door. But yes, we get interrupted for the final time by a certain person who's now formed into a dog-looking creature, I suppose, with a little bit of tentacles and whips. So we just need to power up by pushing into these power supplies into the machine, waiting for the machine to power up, and creating a massive hole, which we just got to lure the enemy into. Once the enemy's lured into, we kind of got to just hope and pray that he just keeps getting shot by the big machine, and then hopefully eventually take it out like so. Boom. Now we get our last dilemma where we can either shoot him and take him out completely, or we'd leg it. Because we was doing pistol run, we kind of had to leg it, thus getting an achievement, chicken. So if you chose exterminate the monster, Jill would end up using a magnum and would ruin the achievement run for only using a pistol. So please bear that in mind if you are looking to do handgun only. Now we are met with our boyfriend downstairs with Carlos, who's waiting for us with a chopper, so we can grab on, head on out and get out of this city. This unlocks another 2 achievements, one for doing pistol only and another for finishing the game. So these are the epilogues that we need to collect, and this is why we need to do the game 8 times, just to get these, which are also an achievement. Obviously we just finished the game, so we don't get achievement for this one, but the next 7 times we will be getting achievement for each one. So now on to playthrough 2. We should know we know the game pretty well now, as best as possible, but fingers crossed it's onwards and upwards, and the achievements will come thick and fast. First one being this costume change. So every time you complete the game, you unlock another costume. One of the achievements is play as Regina from Dino Crisis. So once you slipped on the outfit, you should get an achievement. Now that we have our swanky new outfit and new red hair, I think it's time to get some more achievements. So our next one is meeting up with Brad again when he is in the bar getting munched. It's one of the achievements is pick up the lighter and basically try and use it, and it doesn't work. Pops an achievement though. I'm happy with these. From here we go into the RPT station, and I can't believe I missed this one. In the stars room there is a cupboard, and if you open it there's either a weapon, it's either the grenade launcher or magnum, and it will pop an achievement. So we're back in this place just after the parking lot. I sadly didn't press the record button, but if you kill these 2 monsters one of them drops off from the ceiling, once you've killed both of them you should get your next achievement, drain my gun monster. So continue on playing the game as normal, visit the tram, grab the wrench, head to the gas station, finish off the gas station, and then my advice is to come back to the tram and you should trigger a cutscene with Mikhail, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, so he's fighting off a load of zombies. All you have to do is just watch the cutscene and it should trigger his achievement for this. Let Mikhail handle his business. So once we watched Mikhail handle his business, I came to the power station, where this time I decided to murder every zombie in my way, because now I can use a shotgun. Now at the beginning of the power station there was a load of zombies in your way, take them all out. And for some reason I thought the achievement was to take them out in the order they came at you, but it wasn't. So just spray and waste as many as you can. So once we get the dilemma in the power station, basically just choose the option that you didn't choose last time. On this occasion it is be a coward and head for the back door. So once you exit the back door entrance of the power station, I was met with a guy with a rocket launcher. Yes, it is him. Yes, Nemesis. And kind of had a panic moment and kind of backtracked into the power station and tried to hide. This didn't work because Nemesis followed me, but it seemed to have found like a little mini glitch where I went in the room and he kind of couldn't get at me. So I did what any person would do, spray a load of bullets, took out Nemesis, and it got me an achievement for killing him 3 times. Happy days. So we dealt with Nemesis, and now we head over to the sales office. Now this was a fun achievement because I get to spray every zombie and eradicate everyone in my sight. So all you have to do in this sentence is literally eradicate every zombie. Now there is also another achievement that you could do, is do not shoot the pipes, and if you do not shoot the pipes and eradicate all zombies in the sales office, you should get 2 achievements. Let's clean this mess and kill them all too. Nice and simple and fun. So on to our next achievement, and we require an item, the crank, which is just outside the sales office. This you need to use outside the bar area where you see Brad run into the bar, but just before the bar entrance at the back there is a little shutter piece that you can open with the crank. Once you open, the achievement's yours, plus a load of goodies inside. So on to achievement number 58. This is where we return to the warehouse where our friend who decided to lock himself into the container is, which is sadly no longer with us because, well, he didn't come with us. But basically you need to trigger this event by, well, for me it felt like I had to get all the items for the tram, return back to here, and then it should have a load of zombies infested in the warehouse, and all you have to do is take them out in a row of order they come at you. I don't know how I did this. It felt like maybe it was a bit potluck, but it triggered. I was happy. Nice and easy. Number 58. So we're back in the parking lot, and we've got to trigger the event again where you fall down the hole. This time we are not climbing up, we are climbing down. This will get our next achievement, number 59. So I wasn't quite planning to take him on, but I thought I'll take on Nemesis, grab his next piece of item, what it was going to be. Wasn't too sure what it was going to be, but yeah, thought I took him on, and eventually managed to take him out and got my next achievement, number 60, for killing Nemesis 4 times in one playthrough. So just another tip, enhanced pistol ammo is quite helpful, especially if you can perform a dodge. It can do a little certain movement where it will fire multiple pistol shots. So yeah, if you can get that dodge to a T, you're laughing. Here we go again, another dilemma. This time we're deciding to jump out the window, through the window, out the window, and we got another achievement. Yeah, I wasn't sure about these moans, Jill. You might need to get that looked at, or something else is going on. So with this next achievement, if you do hate spiders and you don't like giant spiders, this is your one to watch, because you get to shoot a load of spiders. Basically all you have to do is shoot the big spiders in the order they're at, and once you've done that and taken out the last one, fingers crossed, you should, oh, there you go, achievement popped. So we've just done the puzzle and got the key piece, and we come down to our dilemma with Nemesis again. This time we are going to shine a light on his face. Let the light be, and a little achievement be coming rolling down the street. Oh, and we got another achievement for killing Nemesis 5 times in one playthrough. Woo! So moving on to Carter's Spot, we come to the green door where we have either spiders or these little demon things. So all you got to do is literally take them out, and the achievement is yours. Nice and simple, handy dandy. So from here we will go to the hospital entrance, as where we get those 2 claw, dangerous looking things, and all you have to do again, take them both out, and the number achievement is yours.
Execute Order 66.
Yeah, I added a little Star Wars reference into there. So continuing from the main hospital entrance, again the same thing is similar, is just take these two little frog looking things without getting sliced up like I am getting currently. Once you've managed to take them both out and escape death, nav achievement is yours. And so this should be the last one for Carlos for the hospital run as well. So I thought I was on a run, but I forgot that you come across Nemesis, and he kind of just whips me back and forth, back and forth. God, this guy just doesn't give up. So moving back into jail, we've gone to the park area now, and we have been creating shotgun ammo. So every time you create a shotgun ammo, you're working your ways towards the enhanced bullets. Once you create 8, you should get an achievement and enhanced bullets. Alright, so we're done with the park area and we're moving on. We come to the bridge where Nemesis approaches us again. We get two choices, and last time we decided to push him off. This time we're going to jump off, and with that we get our next achievement, 69. So once you're into the factory, you need to find this lovely looking key. This will come in handy later on, where we go to do the water sample. There is also another machine next to it where you can insert that key card on that key into the machine, which changes the key card slightly to a different kind of more barcodey style. So once you've entered it, it should work and it should be all good to go for our next area. So with this in mind, we've done all this. You will need to now get the umbrella key card, which you only get from after versing Nemesis. So you have to verse him. Once you've done this, you should be able to head into the steam room area, and there should be an elevator waiting for you. Once you put the umbrella key card into that, it will take you downstairs into where you will see a big massive locker in front of you, and all you have to do is literally enter that little keycard barcode into the locker thing, and then you shall see a little surprise, a little gift for you, sir, and that is a big fat rocket launcher, which we will use momentarily after you get it. But for us, it's now getting us achievement number 70. So once we're done with obtaining the rocket launcher, we are going to head into the area where you get the signal part, where this time we are met with Nikolai, who is now firing at us, raining down bullets, and it gives us that choice of negotiation or give him a good old beating. So this time we are going to choose give him a old beating, and we have a big fat rocket launcher to end his little reign of terror. So all you've got to do is pump a load of rocket launcher bullets into him, and you get your next achievement. So my next achievement that popped up was actually attaining all files and photos. This one I didn't show properly of every single location. It's because there is another achievement which I never knew existed, and that is Jill's Diary. Now with Jill's Diary, you have to attain it, you have to do all the files and photos in order of the assembly they have associated with it. But yeah, I'll be covering that momentarily in the upcoming part, so don't worry, we won't miss that one out for everyone that was going for that achievement. So after this, we have to destroy Nemesis again, and then we get the dilemma of choosing exterminate. Running this time, because we're not using just pistols, we're going to exterminate him, and that will pop our 73rd achievement.
You want stars?
So once I gave Nemesis stars, I gave it to him good. He is finished. We then head down to the chopper, and we have an old colleague waiting for us. Now, to get this guy, to get this achievement, you need to, it depends on the actions you take, on the choices you make, decisions wise. Barry will show up and save you.
Thanks. You
So
saved us.
it's usually only when you get Nikolai to either goes and steals the helicopter, so bear that one in mind. It's good to see you, Barry boy, but it's time to say goodbye to Raccoon City once again. You've done all that, we get the epilogue, and we should then get our next epilogue achievement as well, which is a handy dandy, and that is our second playthrough done. Not too shabby, that one. So with 2 playthroughs down and 6 to go, we start our next run again, and our first achievement coming up straight away is literally right at the very beginning, and all you have to do is perform a dodge just before you get into the warehouse from one of the zombies. Easy said and done, you gotta practice the dodging. So we once again said goodbye to the guy that locks himself into the container and moved down to this alleyway. Now I want to draw your attention to one of the police cars. As you'll see, the door kind of hinges ever so gently once walking past it. You will need to open this car door later on for an achievement, but this is just the trigger starting point. So I forgot to press the record on 2 of the achievements, one being going back to where Brad was in the bar. They should be now fully infested in zombies. You go and take those out. This will only happen once you reach the police station, but do not enter the police station if you go back to the bar straight just as before you get to the police station. It should be infested and should work. Please bear that in mind. And also I forgot to record the car moment as well, which if you go back to that police car, you will see a zombie should bust out the door, and this will also trigger another achievement. So we're back up to stars, and this time we are going to go for a run where you have to finish off stars 7 times. Now there is only a certain amount of times he will appear, so please, if you do see him, end him, and then you got to do it 7 times for an achievement. So this is going to be number 1, and now he's back again in the police station, so we will take him out from number 2. I feel like I got to a point where Nemesis wasn't too bad. I did learn the dodging technique as best as I can, but I also learned the trick to just kind of when to run around him and when to shoot, so it all comes in handy. So yeah, keep practicing. So there is also the dilemma ones where you get the 3 kind of extra kills. So this was an easy one to finish him off, and so this is now 3 out of 7 times we've taken him out. So just before the City Hall entrance, you either get crows or dogs. On this occasion we've got dogs. If you take out these dogs nice and easy, you should get another achievement, which is now on to number 79. So now running through the game like a hooligan, we kept on meeting up with Nemesis. This was number 4, and like I said, getting there, getting all those parts, and we also ran into him again. We're just heading towards the tram area for number 5, which was handy, and then we versed him also again, where you get the, well, didn't verse him actually, got the dilemma to light him up with the cord, and got the achievement for killing him 6 times, but also takes us to 6 out of 7. So I wasn't aware that there was another dialogue after the Jill scene. If you press on her, she gives you a bit of a dramatic scene where she asks you to end her just in case. Another achievement. So we're still playing as Carlos, and this is going to be the last one for him. We've Nemesis on the prowl again, and he is whipping us like a ragdoll. So you need to save as much bullets as you can and kind of shoot Nemesis enough to make him go into the next room. You then need to kind of follow him into that room and verse him again, once again, where just dodge as best as possible, take your time, shoot as many bullets as you possibly can, and save as many of your machine gun bullets as you possibly can as well, because that all comes in very handy. But eventually, once you've done enough damage to him again, he will then go to, ouch, I just got whipped, he'll go into the next room where banging on the door, trying to get into Jill. All you just need to do is just spray the living jeebus out of him, and you should get an achievement for taking out Nemesis with Carlos. So back with Jill, and we are going to take out Nemesis this time for the 7th time and last time. We need to take him out and gain an achievement and also infinity bullets. It only goes for one gun though. So once you're in the factory and versus Nemesis once again, you need to take him out by 2 minutes and 40 seconds for another achievement. Because I did the Nemesis and I got an infinity bullets, I put it on the Magnum and literally pounded him like so, and came very close to not actually doing it, but we got it, thank Christ. So that's number 84. So back to the white-haired Nikolai again. He is now raining bullets on us, and we've got our choices again. This time we are going to negotiate it with him, and he eventually gives up and flies off away from us. Thank the Lord, he is now gone.
Since I'll be the only one who knows that really happened, I'll have more bargaining power when it comes to discussing my bonus.
Then why kill me? I'm not on their payroll.
They want you eliminated for reason.
So with that being done, we finished off the game and got our next achievement, which from there is the 3rd epilogue. 3 down. This epilogue tells us about Barry and his family, and he knows what he has to do and goes to save Jill. Thank you, Barry. So onto our 4th playthrough, and our first achievement that we are going for is defeat Nemesis in the courtyard, where he kills Barry without leaving. Now as you can see, I had a lot of trouble on this one and died many times. It was very hard, bullets were scarce, it's at the beginning of the game, it's quite hard. So like I said, if you learn the dodging trick or learn the little run around trick that I do, it comes in very handy and it's easy to take him down, but it was still a pain in the butt. But I've managed to finally get it done, and I was so happy that it was beyond belief. But yes, thank you for this achievement, and thank you, Nemi. So continue on playing through the playthrough, and we need to prompt a new dilemma, which the only way, what we've been doing is going to the restaurant first, which then prompts Nemesis to appear. This time, instead of going to the restaurant first, you need to head to the sales office first, and it should prompt a new response: hide or jump out the window. On this occasion we hid, so we got another achievement. So once you've hidden, you wait for a little cutscene where Nemesis appears, and next minute there's an explosion. He gets bent over, and then you get to slap that ass on the way out. So because you went to the sales room first, if you now go back to the restaurant, it should be filled with zombies. Now if you take all these zombies out, you would guess what you'll get? Yep, you're right, another achievement. Nice and simple, easy enough. There's not too many in here as well, which makes it not too bad. But yeah, once you've taken that last one, you get your achievement. So moving on, we're just going back to the tram to load it up, and we got this lovely worm. So this time, instead of pressing just the buttons and getting out of here, we just need to pump a couple of shotgun bullets into it, give it a bit of a taste of its own medicine in a way. But yeah, this also does help it weakens him during the park fight as well, so it's easy to kill him from that way. So it is got beneficials to taking him out here, but it's a real choice, because you could electrify him in the park if you really wanted to, and you could save a load of bullets. But yeah, once go back and forth like so, we should hopefully take him out, and his achievement should pop. So with the achievement coming quick and fast now, yeah, we're back on the tram, and this time, instead of just leaving Mikhail behind, we're gonna try and see if we can take out Stars. Now this fight is not like an easy fight either, because yeah, you ain't got much room. You can't exactly run around him, and the dodging technique isn't exactly great here. So you kind of got to go all out, hoping for the best. But if you got freeze rounds, it should help, a massive help, as Nemesis is obviously weak to it. But yeah, it should be easy enough, fingers crossed, for everyone to just take him out. But yeah, and it should have popped. So once Mikhail has done his noble sacrifice and saved Jill, and Jill just legging him and not exactly helping him, saying no, you go and help. But we find ourselves back at the clock tower at the top, where Nemesis, we get the dilemma: use the cord or use the light. We have to use the cord here because we need to finish off Nemesis again. So you have to wait a little minute, you get back up, and then you just gotta blast him to smithereens again, and then hopefully the achievement should unlock for you. Again, there isn't much space up here, so it's a bit tight, but you should be able to dodge a bit more and run around a bit more, so it should work to a treat. So back to our favourite boyfriend, and I keep thinking I finished all the achievements for this guy and they just keep on coming back. So with Carlos, when you come back, or you could do it before or afterwards, from visiting the hospital, I recommend going down to where Jill jumps out of the glass window and ends up in that room, in that bedroom. For Carlos, there should be some zombies or dogs there. You just need to take them out and the achievement should unlock. So with being not much left that I could do for achievement wise, I decided to run through the game as quick as I can, and try to grab 3 hours, finish the game in 3 hours, which we managed to do. And obviously because we finished the game, we get another epilogue, which gets on 4th playthrough done and dusted. So we are now on 95 achievements, 4 so far, and another 3 more runs to go. No, 4 more runs, can't count. So with that being said, we go off to get changed and start our 5th run. So our first achievement on the way is literally by the police station with our Nemesis friend. This time we just literally need to run into the police station and get the achievement. So nice and easy. I did forget to mention that on this run we are going to go for the knife only run. Now this achievement is going to be a bit of a doozy one, but I think we can do it. I think we've had enough practice, and speaking of practice, we're going to do some dodging practice for an achievement which is dodge 25 times. This is a great place to get this achievement out of the way if you do find yourself here. So it's obviously out of the way to the tram. Sometimes you get zombies, sometimes you get dogs. If you do get the dogs, this is a perfect way to get this achievement, and it just makes it a bit more simpler for you. So literally get up, just climb up and just literally dodge away. So when doing a knife run, it was a bit of, like I said, dozy one. You kind of got to learn the distance of when you can attack a zombie and when they're not. It does make it a bit difficult when they do run at you, but we did learn obviously running around and being able to just skip past zombies is very handy. So obviously stack up with health as best as possible and save as much as possible, because once you get this guy coming after you, it becomes a little bit of a problem. Speaking of problems, this was the worst fight in the whole entire world. Now I recommend jumping out of the tram when you get to this, because it makes Nemesis have the rocket launcher, and you just need to learn the kind of trick to what to do here and try and get rid of his rocket launcher bullets first, and then work his way around doing the statue glitch. Now doing the statue glitch is so much handy and saves you a lot of deaths, which like so. So yeah, here's my best tips. So dodge like this, just get rid of those rockets. So as soon as he fires all 5 rockets, he should drop it and start running after you. Head down to the gardens and just literally fall just short of him, so you can just reach him but not too much. If he does unglitch himself, or literally just run around the same place again and just pound him away as best as possible. Keep your health up high as possible, because he can literally wreck you in no time. But yeah, if you keep your distance, don't run too far away from him, otherwise he'll start running and it will be a little bit harder. So I say run at the very end, so that way he gets glitched and you can just thing. So this is where my marker was, where I stood. It came in very handy, like I said, but he did come out a lot of the times of it, so you just have to be patient. Do not try and get those extra attacks, do not try to go and do those extra dodge. I have seen someone do this boss fight with the knife by dodging only, and it was incredible. So if you can do that, fair play to you. But on this occasion we literally just tried to do the glitch and just tried to keep our distance as best as possible. The hard part is not so much this bit, it's when he goes down and then he becomes a bit more agitated, should we say, and comes a bit more aggressive, so he starts running a bit more. But like I said, if you keep to the tactic, he should be able to just calmly make his way, or you wither him down more and more and more. But this fight took me a long time. This is still not, to my opinion, this was not too difficult, because obviously once I found this little slight glitch, it became very handy. But also it wasn't the hardest achievement, which is we'll discuss later. But this one wasn't as bad. I got very close to dying. I had so much little health left and I thought I was never going to do it. So yeah, it was a fight to the death, literally. You just got to be patient. Like I said, don't try and rush things, otherwise you start getting clobbered like nobody's business. And eventually he should go down, and that should be that. Boyfriend tries to save me, but yeah, we were out for the count. But yeah, good boss fight with the knife only. Very, very hard, but very enjoyable fight as well. So moving on with So moving on with the game, we decided there was no more achievements that we really wanted to get in this run because it was hard enough for just doing knife only. Nemesis on this fight here with the acid was pretty straightforward. Just aim your knife at the acid machines and you can take him down quite quickly. To be honest, he was not that hard. I feel like I did it in a quicker time than when I was going for the achievement. So yeah, this was quite an easy boss fight with Spyzen with the knife, and then the last boss, you don't have to fire a bullet. You just let the cannon do the work and kind of let him take him out. And then eventually, once you've done all that, you literally just gotta exit the door and get your knife only achievement, and also your epilogue, 5th epilogue achievement, which came in very handy. So this took us to 99 achievements. I was very impressed. So we're feeling on the home stretch of finishing this game. We got to playthrough 6 and we were just doing a bit of tidying up, not too much on this one. Literally finish off the last dialogue, which is hide in the basement, and also doing the game with no saves. This achievement wasn't terrible, as we knew what the heck we were doing now, as we played the game 5 times, which was nice and easy. So the other achievement that we also did get is achieve a rank A. Now this achievement has a bit of depth to it because you get a score based on how many saves you use, how long it takes you to finish the game, and how many heals you use. Now each different one adds points to your system, shall we say, and so you can only use 3 saves and 5 heals, and you need to complete the game in under 2 hours and 45. So this if you do this way, you should guarantee yourself an A ranking. It was very tight. I didn't think I was going to get it, but I was grateful that I did get it, and it obviously unlocked it for us. We also got our 6th epilogue and got to 103 achievements. So we are on the home stretch of finishing the achievements for the main game now, and the next one is one that I never knew, and this is where I was talking about finding all files. This is the way so we're going to go for each file in order to obtain Jill's diary. Now this achievement was a bit of a pain in the backside because I never knew this, and plus I never knew this was a thing. So the first thing being is the manuals. I read the manuals again just to make sure, because there is a bit of a debate whether they count, but I read them as just in case. It was just rather not take the risk, so we thought we'd just read them all, and then literally in each section I show which order you should be collecting the diaries. So once you've collected all the diaries and photos, we should unlock Jill's diary, which is something I've actually never seen in this game, and I've played it many times and I never knew this was ever a thing. This is one of the things I've loved about this game, doing retro achievements for this game, is that I have learned a lot about it, more than I thought I was going to learn, which has been nice. But yeah, as you're watching, you can see which order you need to collect the diaries in. So yeah, please follow the guide that I'm doing at the moment, and it should help you unlock the Jill's diary and get you your achievement. So I will let the video play so you don't have to worry about my voice for the next couple of minutes. But yeah, if you do have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you're struggling to get it or something's gone off. So we're just making our way to the second last diary or memoir. As you can see, I'm a bit injured. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. We kind of knew where each manual was, so it was nice to know that we were nearly close to it. So once you've got the last diary, or the last photo it is, the achievement should unlock, and you should go to your files, and Jill's diary will just be at the top. It should be the very first one. Happy reading. So I forgot to mention at the start of this, on the 7th run, I was going for another 2 achievements, one being destroy all traps, as you can see, ba-boom. And the next one is also do not use a heal. Yeah, was not fun, to say the least. And then also forgot, this one was also a thing that I forgot to do, which is just jump out the window, and this achievement kind of unlocked as well, which was nice for 104 achievements. But going back to the health one, it was probably the worst achievement out of the whole set for me. I really struggled. Nemesis clipped me so many times, and that kind of ruined the whole run for me. But you do get a little, well, you get after the clock tower, when Jill gets injured, once you do finish Carlos's part and become Jill again, you're full health. So if you are a little bit on the low health side, please do take that into consideration. It would save you a lot. So yeah, we finished the run. Boyfriend Carlos was waiting for us at the chopper. We then get the achievement from using no heals. Awful achievement, the worst one of the lot. I'd rather do knife again. And then we also get the 7th epilogue for achievement number 108. Only 11 to go, which is now is going to be one more run and then mercenaries.
1 hour and 54. Oh, really? I thought I did it quicker than that. Imagine it doesn't give me the epilogue. Oh, thank you, baby. Last epilogue, which is Hunk, it should be. Once again. Yes, excellent work, gentlemen. Raccoon Saint Menace has come to the ultimate conclusion. Nevertheless, you, as long as they're inside, shall contain the terror of Umbrella, you shall live forever. Thank you for playing. Wow. Okay, I never knew this was a thing. Never knew. Never, ever, ever, ever knew.
So with all the achievements and for the main game finished, we decided to go on to Mercenaries, which Mercenaries is probably one of my favorite things they added into this game. I was obsessed with this. I didn't know of a few things in this game still, but basically every time you kill a zombie or a dog or even Nemesis is a part of this, you get extra time added on. You need to get to certain survivors in a certain amount of time before they get eaten by zombies, which gains you more time but also gains you ammo, which is so needed in this. And it was just a fun game to actually play after the game's finished, because there is still so much to do with just doing this and saving up money. It was just, there's so much more after the game, and considering I had to do the game 8 times to get all the kind of the story done, this was just another extra addition. Man, they just don't make games like this anymore. I really feel like it. There's also bonus time, which I never knew was a thing in certain locations, and also the multiplier for killing a certain amount of enemies in one go. It can reach like a big high score. Obviously Nemesis is also in it again, why wouldn't he be in, and he gets you quite a bit of time. It's easy to take out with certain characters like Mikhail, and then you gotta get money to get the infinity ammo if you want to use it for the main game and do like a little speed run. So this is where we are at, and yeah, we're just going to get going with it. So the first person we're going to be playing is Carlos. I'm just obviously going to skip through this because all I did was just literally run through as many as I can, because a lot of the teams I would advise doing with Mikhail. So this one I literally just ran as fast as I could to the other side, shall we say, and just trying to finish Carlos for the first achievement in Mercenaries. It was pretty straightforward. A lot of the stuff you can skip around and kind of run through. There was obviously I've got a machine gun, so I can spray a little bit. So yeah, it came in handy. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I didn't realize how many zombies were on the way and how many of those claw geezers were a pain in the backside. As you can see, just you can mow down everything, and once you reach this warehouse and enter the door, we got our first achievement. Now it was on to Nikolai. He was the hardest one character for me. Obviously he just has literally a pistol and a knife, very handy. So he was my speedrunner. On this attempt I decided to go for the timed achievement. So literally legged it as quick as I possibly could. He's got plenty of health, so we kind of can be able to leg it a little bit quicker, and even if it's to get hit, I can do it. It's no problem at all. But yeah, there was no problems with him. It was more towards where there was groups of enemies and trying to dodge out the way, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be with running through. But yeah, not too challenging. Once I got used to getting around the zombies and getting around stars easily enough, not getting clobbered. But yeah, we didn't struggle with him at all. He was a good character just to do a speed run. It made it interesting. There was, yeah, nothing too crazy, like I say. But yeah, we cut it just short of time, which was not the best, but either way, I still did it. Yeah, but let me know also who's your favorite character. I'm presuming everyone went for Mikhail because he's got a rocket launcher. But Nikolai was just yeah, he wasn't the best of characters, but yeah, we managed to get through, as you can see, with only 25 seconds spare. But that's gets another 2 achievements, handy pandy. Now, one of the achievements that we need to do is kill all the nemesis encounters. So literally got to be very careful with this. I also got the score one in this. With the encounters, you need to kind of save 2 rocket launchers for the end 2. I did this by literally using the Magnum on the where he jumps down from the bus. It was just easy because you could lure him to the red barrels and blow him up that way. Nice and simple, and effective as well. So you just got to make sure you dodge out away from his whips, and you can kind of get and knock him down quite quickly. You can use 1 rocket against him, and then potentially in the next area where he's firing down the corridor, you can fire another 1 rocket against stars and then use your Magnum just to finish him off, if you want to save another rocket. But it's your choice which one you want to choose and which one you did. So once you've taken out the last 2 nemesis, and your achievement should pop up straight away. I also got over 5 minutes, so I unlocked that achievement as well. And then basically I just literally ran off to the end and just finished off Mikhail, and got that achievement as well. So that took us to 115. So on this run I was just doing the survivors, and getting every survivor all done, and I also got all the time bonuses. Sadly I did not record the time bonus apart from one, which is at the end, which we'll see when I get the achievement momentarily. But yeah, you just need to pick up all the survivors. Here's all the spots that they are in, and you've only got a certain amount of time, so you have to be quick to get them, otherwise they will get eaten by zombies, and obviously that benefits doesn't benefit you, and also doesn't get you the achievement, which is what we're going for. But yeah, once I got used to it, I did a lot of practicing, and I got better and better. So yeah, once I collected Carlos, it was the last one there. I didn't get an achievement. I was like, oh, what the heck is going on? Oh, there's the extra time. So yeah, that's one of the places where you can get the extra bonus. I'll try and do a little video on those for sure. But you have to finish the mission to get all unlocked survivors. So bear that in note. So get all the survivors as shown before, and literally just you have to finish it to unlock the achievement. And it's the same with getting the A rank as well. It comes in, it helps your score. So yeah, you have to advise, if you're going to go for the A rank, go for survivors and the bonus time in the same run, and you should get the achievement popping up like so. There you go, everyone was saved, and also A rank, which just came in handy. And there you go, one more achievement to go. So while we're in the build up to the last achievement, I thought I'll just recap the summary of playing this game. I've enjoyed it so much. It's been so good to reminisce down memory lane on this game, and it's such a good follow on from Resident Evil 2 in my opinion. I still prefer this one actually than the Resident Evil 2. That's my opinion though, and my thoughts. But yeah, let me know what is your favorite Resident Evil game, on the PlayStation 1 at least. So yeah, I've actually enjoyed getting all these achievements. Some of them were a bit tricky, but either way, what a game. It's got its tricks in the game. Nemesis was chasing you around, it had puzzles, it had everything, a little bit of horror, a bit of extra creatures, you know, just throwing not just zombies in there. It just brought everything to life for me, saving characters, going back on yourself just to unlock something new, collecting things in order to get Jill's diary. It had absolutely everything. Mercenary mode now as well as completing this just now. It's been a hell of a ride. I've enjoyed every moment of it. Sorry. Mercenary is another addition that I feel like it can't be replicated. Resident Evil 4 one was really good actually, to be fair, but this was the start for me, and I enjoyed it so much. I'm so glad I got to replay this game again. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and yeah, please let me know if there's games that you feel like doing, because we are going to go for the top 10,000 this year in retro achievements on the leaderboard. And we're going to just watch our last achievement pop. There it is. Resident Evil 3 is complete. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Do subscribe if you are new to the channel. And hopefully we'll bring out some more new games. Peace out.